Hi everybody, I'm Hilla with Hilla Billa Beauty, and today we are going to do a tutorial on highlight and contour, also known as HAC. So let's get right into it. I'm going to start by misting my face with Mascara's Stay Setting Spray that I also like to use as a primer. So I'm spraying that on my face and I'm just going to gently work that into my skin with my perfector. And it gives me a nice primer to put all my makeup on and makes it wear extra long throughout the day. I'm going to show you the difference between contouring a round face versus an oval shaped face in this tutorial as well. And I'm also going to show you various brushes and how you can use them pretty much interchangeably. So for starters, I'm going to use my 30-second HAC brush. And I'm going to take this rounded side and I'm going to work it. First, I'm going to spritz it with my Stay Spray, just ever so lightly so it's barely damp. Then I'm going to dip it into my highlight color, which in mascara terms basically acts as your foundation. And I'm going to work it all over my face in small, either pulling motion or stippling motion, depending on what type of coverage you're trying to achieve. So if you are someone that likes a more full coverage, you want to use this stippling motion. If you're someone that likes a more sheer coverage, maybe you have freckles that you want to show through, or you just like it to look very natural, like your skin, then you're going to pull your brush and shear out that cream product. I do a combination of both depending on where I'm at. For example, right there I have a little age spot. So I'm going to stipple over the top of that to cover that red up. And same thing on your forehead. And there you go. Make sure you work that into that nostril area as well. Okay, so there is my highlight. I like to just take what's left of my brush and go over my eyelid as well because I have some discoloration there. There we have it. My highlight side and my unhighlighted side. You can see how that just evens out my skin tone. Super pretty. Then I'm going to take that same brush, but on the opposite end, it's the pointed side. I'm going to lightly mist it with my Stay Spray. And I'm going to dip it into my contour color here. And you do not need a lot of product for this. A little bit goes a long way. Then I'm going to find on my cheekbone where it starts to roll down. And right there where you feel that roll, right below that is where I want to put my contour line. So I'm going to start up in the ear, in my hair, right here in my ear. And for an oval shaped face, I'm going to go toward my nostril. So it's a more vertical line like this. If I'm doing the round side, or if you have a very round face, so on this side of my face, I will move that to a more, this one's horizontal. I will move that to a more vertical line, basically from my ear to the corner of my mouth to help draw the eye downward. But this one I'm doing for my face shape, which is oval. So I'm going to keep that pretty horizontal and I'm just going to stipple that contour line, combo of pulling and stippling right toward my nostril. And I like to do that tiny little Nike swoop at the end to literally give a push up, like a push-up bra on my cheekbone. And I'm going to about halfway through my cheek where my pupil is. You want to make sure you're at least 2 lines away from your marionette lines. You do not ever want any contour or blush past those lines. With contour, how subtly or how severely you want the line is totally personal preference. So if you're someone that likes a really contoured face, you like that dramatic effect, you can put as much on as you'd like. If you're someone that just wants a really sheer line, you can blend it out and we'll take the perfector at the end and you'll see how that all comes together. So there you have it. Got my contour line placed for an oval shaped face. I'm going to go now up to my forehead with that same contour color and just work that into the top part of my forehead, pulling down from my hairline so that I don't have a really harsh line here. If you are someone that has a really large forehead, you want this line to be horizontal. Excuse me, small forehead, you want this to be horizontal. A really large forehead, more vertical, and you're going to contour all of that behind. Okay, there we have it. Then I'm going to contour my jaw. So I'm going right under my ear and just right there on my jawbone. Nice and easy, pulling that contour a little bit down onto my neck so you don't have a harsh line. And look at what that does for chiseling out your jaw. All right, there we go. Oval shaped face is done. Now I'm going to switch to the Powder Power brush, which has a pie-shaped side and a wedge-shaped side. And this is actually the brush that I prefer for my own face. I'm going to mist it lightly with Stay Spray. I'm gonna work a little bit of that highlight color into it, and then I'm going, again, all over my face. I love working with cream makeups because it's very forgiving. So if you were to place your contour line too high or too low, or maybe you went too far toward your mouth, it's super easy to just blend it away or to just cover it up with a little bit more of your highlight color. Because until you set your cream makeup with either a setting powder or a setting spray like the Stay Spray that I use, it is workable, movable, totally forgiving. Same thing up here on your forehead. And then again, just whatever's left on my brush, I'm putting over my eyelid. And now I'm going to switch to the other side of my brush. I'm going to mist it lightly with Stay Spray. And I'm going to get some contour worked into the very tip, like the side, just the angled side of that brush. Can you see that? There you go. And I'm going the same place that I placed my other one, but instead of going toward my nostril now, I'm going to go toward the corner of my mouth. It's a subtle difference, but it really does make a difference in the way it shapes your face. So this is what you want to do if you have a really round face. About halfway down my cheek. Again, as subtly or as dramatically as you want. And now look at the difference between what that does. So that kind of pulls my face out. And for me, because I have an oval shape, it almost looks a little bit sunken or hollow, where this lifts and highlights and pushes up that cheekbone. See the difference? Okay, and then I'm going into my forehead again. I'm finishing that out. Hairs everywhere. Okay, and then on my jawbone, and again I'm going right under my ear, and this time I'm going to go a little bit higher up on my jawbone as opposed to underneath. I'm going up here. And this is what you want to do if you have some extra weight in your chin area, or maybe some sagging skin that you'd like to kind of recess into the shadows. Just place your contour line a little bit higher up on your cheekbone, excuse me, your jawbone, and blend that line down. See what that did? Okay. Now I'm going to take my perfector and I'm going to lightly mist it with Stay Spray, and I'm going to go in and set all of my highlight color. So I'm going over all of the light color first and just lightly pressing that into my skin. Once I've done the highlight area, I'm going to go back over the contour area, and now this is where it comes down to your preference, how blended out you want that line to be. So if you like a really severe or noticeable contour line, you're going to maybe not even do this step. But for me, I like to blend that out so that it looks pretty natural. Do make sure you blend the one on your jaw so you don't have an obvious line. And there you go. All right, now I'm going to switch over to my detailed HAC brush, and I'm going to use this little small side that is pretty precise, which is why I like it. And I'm going back into my highlight color, but I'm going to a brighter highlight color, second highlight, which we use to pop under our eye. You're gonna love this magic, just wait till you see it. Tiniest bit of product here. And I'm going right under my eye in a wedge shape. Pulling down the corner, sides of my nose. And look at what that does. Hello. Did you sleep 10 hours last night? Sure didn't. Same thing on the other side. And stippling motion again, really, really light hand on this because you're putting a cream on cream. And we don't want to just slosh all the product underneath around. Now, you can see where I have this bag. Well, you can't see it too well because I just popped it out with this other highlight color, but right there where your bag stops, make sure you pull this extra color, this highlight color, just a little bit below that. If you stop at that line, you're actually going to accentuate it. If you go just below it a hair, we're going to blow it out so you don't notice it at all. Okay. There we go. So much better. I'm also going to take that second brighter highlight color and do a little feather shape in between my eyebrows and up my forehead a ways, down the bridge of my nose. On my Cupid's bow to make my lips look bigger, and a little bit here as if there was a spotlight shining on my face. And take my perfector and blend that all in. Ooh, look how luminous. Okay, next I'm moving to blush. So I'm taking my B squared bronzer blush brush, and I'm taking this smaller side that's a little more compact and dense, and I am getting the tiniest amount of product on there. I'm gonna smile and hit the apple of my cheek. Okay, so apple of my cheek, working that area first, and then pulling what's left in my brush just right above my contour line. Almost marrying the two lines together. Same thing over here. And if you go a little heavy-handed, again, cream, so it's forgiving. Take the other side of your brush and just diffuse that a little bit. Or you can go back in with your perfector and blend that out a little bit. Look how dewy and creamy and beautiful. Again, stay a couple fingers away from the marionette lines with this color. Okay, and then the last step, my favorite step, the Illuminator. I'm gonna use that same brush, dip it in there, and just go right on top of my cheekbone. And look at what that does. So pretty, I love it. It's like a nice illumination, pretty little glow without looking like a disco ball. It's really subtle, just if the light catches it. I'm also going to take that on my Cupid's bow again, inner corner of my eyes, and right under my brow. Okay. Last but not least, I'm going to take, well, you can use any cheek color on your lips, but I think today I'm going to do, this is the one on my cheek. Today I'm going to do this one on my lip, just with my finger. And finally, I'm going to stay spray all over all of this. You can either fan it and let it dry, or if you're impatient like me, you can press it in with your perfector. And there you have it. Total highlight and contour in no time, all from one convenient compact. I'm telling you, this makeup is amazing. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.